This is so odd. Doug?
It's the shovel I used on year at camp.
Yeah, because I had to take a shit outside, no toilets, you had to dig your own. We had a group shovel called Doug. My name is Tom Santa. I'm 21 years of age and I'm a DJ producer. Started DJing, got my first pair of decks when I was, 14, after just finishing playing the drums. I am 21. When did I start producing? I reckon around when I was 16, smacking that little Melbourne bounce, like remixes and edits and stuff. There weren't much chop, but back then I'm like, you can look at where you started, I guess. I started producing when my sister showed me a video of her going to Falls Festival, and I was like, that looks gnarly. I started to get into electronic music pretty much straight after that, and having decks as well. I was like, I need to add both together and actually make my own stuff. I got my first, I did a 15 was my first gig in the middle of fucking nowhere, and had song requests. I had to shut down Serato, download the song, open Serato again, and then I'd be able to play that one song, which is probably like the Veronicas or something like that. Started to gain traction pretty much when Rainfall started taking off. Got to 100k views on SoundCloud, and then out of nowhere I had a bunch of people getting my phone number that I didn't even send around, and they're all like, here's this, we're offering you this, do you want to do this, sign with us. And with no manager or like music lawyer, I had no idea what I was looking at, and I was bloody scared, but eventually we got through it and made the right decision. Dude, I made that song in 2 hours. It was just a thing. I was living with Paddy and another mate, and we were just making it. Sam showed me the sample, and I was like, oh, this is sick. I'll just chuck a house beat on the back of it. Eventually did. Chucked it on SoundCloud. I was like, oh, this is all right. This is tight. Didn't really think anything of it. Got 100k views. I was happy. Not that long. How long do you reckon? It was like a couple months, and it was like, oh yeah, cool. I was like, didn't think much of it, and then out of nowhere, they all did that, and then they've just skyrocketed up, and then plays everywhere. Kind of annoying now. Yeah, that definitely rose the price of me, but it definitely increased the amount of gigs I'm getting nowadays. Those gigs, I'd say more, they were smaller, but they were cool. It was like kind of, some people have gone straight to the big stages and stuff, but doing the smaller ones, you can get more intimate, and you get used to kind of playing in front of a stage and get that confidence up, which I think was the best part, because going straight to the big stage would have killed me. Added fuel to the fire, really. It just gave me this confidence boost, and I was like, I got this stuff, I can do it, I believe in myself. If that goes well, then surely my other stuff's on. It's weird, because I don't really play many of my own tracks. Now I'm starting to, but for a while, I was just never that confident. I always look at other people's music and I'm like, nah, that's way cooler than mine. When did I get signed? It would have been start of 2021 or 2022. Oh, I was gas. But all these big companies from UK were just sending ridiculous money, and they were like, come with us. I didn't know who the hell I was talking to. These guys couldn't care less, but happy where I am now. One major goal, a big 2024, hopefully Dan Stone PT there. That's on the cards. I really want to do it. I reckon that would be a good point for me. I've got next couple of shows. I've got one in Sydney coming up on the 24th. That's in Sydney. That's with Hermith, Marco East, JPEG, few others who are like locals up there around by Entity. I think the next day I'm going to Perth for a Pineapple Club, like on the beach, big like festival thingy. And then I think I'm free for a bit. And then I think 16th I'm in Sydney again at Basement. And then offshore. I've got offshore Saturday. And then I've got like some Boxing Day stuff in Geelong. Yeah, that's about it. I think having a couple of beers before playing is ideal. Getting smashed now is you try to do it now once you've had the experience. Some people just get on and do it. People do it on MD. People do it on all sorts of gear. But for me, I just have a couple of beers and then go on. Hello. Biggest challenge? Oh, I reckon just pleasing a crowd, really. Because you want to play all the stuff you want to play, which is what you want to do. But sometimes some crowds are just like, get off. But you're there like, trust me, it's good. And when I started, it was more just a lot of radio stuff, a lot of like commercial edits and stuff like that. Nowadays, after having the whole music thing on, it's kind of, all right, let's make more originals. Let's do this. Also like edits, but mainly more of who I am. Biggest influence, even though you can't really see it in my music, I've always looked up to Skrillex. I've always looked up to Patrick Topping, Jamie Jones. Oh, there's so many. I could go like different genres, but yeah, they're main. I remember Patrick Topping for a whole month straight, him playing Rainfall at Printworks and seeing the clips like that. I remember DMing him. I was like, hey, can you send me the assets? I want to post this on Instagram. I was just sitting there like, there's no way this just happened. And you
just see the crowd. There's like more than 1,000 people.
I'm shocked, isn't there?
It looks really cool.
Advice? Stop giving a shit. Don't really care what other people think. Just do it. Because at the end of the day, everyone bloody fucks up. Just do it.
There's always going to be faster and slower, whether you like it or not. I think in Australia, what's in now is a lot more faster. Overseas, it's always been faster and slower. One thing they'll, like, house will never be top. House is on biggest, I reckon, in my opinion, in terms of club stuff. But in the more ravey scene now, the faster stuff is more fun. Gets the heart rate up. Everyone's enjoying it. But there'll always be time for house during that. If you've got a crowd that's like mainly more just music heads and they're just listening, enjoying it and stuff like that, that is good. But when you have a crowd that's going ham, like a Teddy Daycare set, mate, you just want to lay down the stupidest shit and they'll love it. It's such a confidence boost because it shows that everyone's giving a shit. They're just like, fuck it, there's music, we're enjoying it.
Oh, I started at that and then ended at bloody 150. UKG mainly. Like, I've always been a fan of garage and stuff. Like, I snoop through all the old little like YouTube accounts with like all these little like early 2000s, even 1990 something like little edits. But mainly that. I've been snooping in a bit of acid house, a lot of side trance as well. Love side trance. Mainly that. Melbourne's got the healthiest scene in terms of music culture. Sydney's up there as well. The differences, I reckon Sydney's more. There's a lot more like wide using like genres. There's a lot more drum and bass, a lot more bass music and stuff like that. We just don't find it. But Melbourne's very good for the techno house scene.
A lot of people down here, big social medias, big clubs. City that does the same, really. It's gnarly down in Melbourne.
What can you think, you know? Yeah, I think Amsterdam. That was first international, and I played it there. And phones out, people were singing it, and I was like, wow, like, this is weird. Who do I think's next? I mean, Ango's going pretty well. I'm liking his, like, his style. Very, very cool. Oh, there's so many, like, prospects. There's so many just young people getting into it. I can't even, like, name them.
Just there's a lot of people who are making the same stuff, but they all have their flavors and stuff. And it's cool watching them go. On PSN, my Instagram is TomSanta_, SoundCloud Tom Tanner, and Spotify Tom Tanner. That's all really I care about. Thank you.